Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone joining us today from around the world, and welcome to the November 2017 Computer Society Learning Series webinar. My name is Scott Levine, and I am the Membership Development Manager here at the IEEE Computer Society. If you're joining us for the first time today, I work in the membership department, and we organize these monthly webinars to help engage members with their member resources and benefits. We've been doing these since January of last year and encourage you to view all the previous webinars on computer.org. Today's topic is SkillChoice Complete, your online learning portal. SkillChoice Complete is the IEEE Computer Society's online learning portal powered by SkillSoft. The portal is accessible 24/7 by select members based on your membership tier, which we'll review in just a minute. The SkillChoice Complete library comes with three full SkillSoft libraries, IT, Desktop, and Business, which includes 67,000 resources, which will go into greater detail throughout the webinar. This webinar will cover the books, audiobooks, courses, videos, the thousands of books 24/7 titles, the certification prep, our IT playlist, which is curated content on popular topics such as CI, SSP, Python, and Scrum, to name a few. Then the webinar will cover our library and how these resources can help enhance your skill set and advance your career. Before we get started, I just want to go over a few housekeeping items and give an introduction of our main speaker. This webinar is being recorded and will be emailed out to all attendees in a couple of days along with the slides. There will be a Q&A session at the end of the presentation. If you have any questions, please type them into the chat box on the left-hand side of your screen. If we don't answer all of your questions, there is a log of them being tracked with your email, and we will get back to you with the answer to your question. Our main speaker today is Jim Zimmerman. He is the Senior Manager of SkillSoft Solution Practice and the Practicing Solution Principal for the IT and Digital Training Solutions for SkillSoft. Essentially, he is responsible for all the content in the library which we will be reviewing today. A little bit about Jim: he leads the team of solution principals that supports all of SkillSoft's core coverage areas, including business and leadership, IT and digital, as well as compliance. During his 40-plus years in the IT and media industries, Jim has worked for the largest IT firms to startups and everything in between. Jim started his career as a scientific programmer for an environmental engineering firm where he ended up teaching programming to other scientists. He also wrote the first email system that was commercially available for the then brand new IBM PC. Jim later became a serial entrepreneur where he started, grew, and sold 3 IT and media companies, including the first company to offer photo retouching and color pre-press capabilities on the off-the-shelf Unix workstations. For the last 12 years, he has worked for SkillSoft in a variety of capacities, starting the books business and then moving to directing the product marketing efforts for SkillSoft's entire award-winning IT and digital skills training product line. In his current role, he works with the SkillSoft's largest strategic customers to help them provide optimized solutions for their training leaders, managers, and staff, and in our case, our world-class tech-leading members. And with that, we'll get the show started. Today's agenda: I will review the relationship the Computer Society has with SkillSoft, in which members get access to the incredible member benefit. I will then hand the presentation off to Jim, and he'll run through the content from topic coverage, review of the IT playlist, the most popular resources used today, certifications, what's new in the affiliations SkillSoft has carried over the years with Cisco and CompTIA, to name a couple, continuing education credits, the business and leadership content for the softer business skills needed today, and then the Q&A session at the end. SkillChoice Complete is the IEEE Computer Society's online learning platform. we've provided SkillSoft for the past 10 years. Our sort of long-time members might remember this member benefit provided by Element K, which was eventually bought out by SkillSoft. We partner with SkillSoft to provide online education resources to our members. The resource provided can be used essentially and more often in two ways. Resources can be used as a referenceware for in the moment to help solve problems at work. For example, if you're working in Elasticsearch and get stuck on something, you can come here, find a book or a short 5-minute video, figure out what was causing your problem, the solution for it, and keep plugging away at your task at work. Or you can use the resources to enhance your skill set and resume to help you advance in your career. This would mainly be accomplished through the certification prep, which Jim will go over in greater detail, but you can use the resources, study guides, practice exams to get prepared to take the actual test to move your career forward, whether it's at your current company or getting a job somewhere else. So I covered how you can use it. Let's look at the big picture and see what's in it. Our full libraries of IT, desktop, and business include 67,000 plus resources of books, audiobooks, courses, videos, as mentioned, the IT playlist, certification prep, and mentoring, which comes with most of our certification prep. And lastly, who has access to it? If you're a Preferred Plus member, back up a little bit. Last membership year, we went to a tiered membership option where you can customize your member benefits. If you are in the Preferred Plus, Training Development, or Student, which we identify by the icons you see below, you have full access to the portal through your membership. There is no additional cost to access this. This is an incredible value because if you were to subscribe to this member benefit, it will be $3,300 out of your own pocket, where this is $50 to $60 if you're a higher grade member, meaning you're also a member of IEEE, or it ranges from about $120 to $150 if you're an affiliate member, meaning if you're just a member of the Computer Society. Before we turn it over to Jim, we'll quickly show where you can get most of these resources. This is our home. Behind this drop-down menu is our home page. If you focus on the second column section here, this is our IT playlist. We have 80 playlists divided into these 11 topics. And in the last column is the main directory for our certification prep, as we have it for the IT, business, and desktop libraries. If you were to click on the IT professional certification, this is the page you would see. You would see the categories of the certifications running down the left. There are about 12 more options below the screenshot, and the courses and resources would appear on your right. And with that, I give the floor to Jim.
Great, thank you very much, Scott. I'm happy to be here today. So as Scott indicated, I'm going to take you through a quick overview of all the great content that you have access through. And if you have any questions, please put them into the Q&A box, as we have various people monitoring that, and they'll interrupt as need be if there's something important that I've neglected. Otherwise, we'll be answering most of the questions at the end. So let me just give you a quick overview if you're not familiar with SkillSoft. We are the leader in the e-learning space. We have millions of folks who use our content on a daily basis. And we're the only training vendor, the e-learning vendor, if you will, that offers what we call all these different modalities. So Scott had mentioned our courses. Our courses are comprised of videos which are presented by subject matter experts in their field. We have online books and audiobooks. Plus, for certification, we have complementary mentoring services. So if you're working on, say, your CISSP or your Certified Ethical Hacker, when you're running one of the courses, right in the left-hand side of the course player, you'll see a box that says Ask My Mentor. You click on that and you can enter into a chat session or send an email to the mentor. And all of the mentors at SkillSoft are SkillSoft employees. They're all highly credentialed. So I was just mentioning, say, CISSP or Certified Ethical Hacker. It may be the same mentor because all of our mentors are highly credentialed. They have, on average, I think they have 10 to 15 certifications each in their specific area of expertise. So a lot of expertise in those mentors. And also we have sample test exams aligned with certification. So you can go in and practice taking exams. You can take them in a practice mode where you answer a question. You get immediate feedback as to whether you're right or wrong. And you can click on all the alternate answers and see why you're right or why you're wrong and learn. There's also a certification mode where, say for CompTIA Security Plus, you get, if you sit for the exam, you get 90 questions, you get 90 minutes. You run our Security Plus test prep, you're going to get 90 questions, you're going to get 90 minutes to complete it. In the end, you get a score, so you'll have a good idea as whether you're going to pass or not. All the content that you currently have access to is very current. Over 95% of our courses were created in just the last 3 years. The content is available via mobile apps for both iOS and Android. And we've talked a lot about certifications, and I'm going to focus a lot on that. We're not just certain, but we are the leader in the certification space. We support over 100 different certifications. You see some of them over here on the right-hand side in the little image there. All of the content aligns with the latest exams, and many of the assets that we have qualify for continuing education and professional development units so that you can keep your certifications current. So switching to actual topical coverage, this gives you an idea of the types of coverage that we have in the IT skills area. So you see the blue are kind of the high-level topics of cloud, data, databases, security. I'm not going to read them all out, but then you see some of the most popular topics within each of those. So within cloud and virtualization, it's AWS, Amazon Web Services, Azure, and VMware are the most popular content. We have a lot of interest and excitement around big data and data science content. Secure coding, different languages, and then you see a bunch more of the certification information there on the right. On the digital skills side, and we split IT skills are the skills that the IT professionals need. That's how to code, how to maintain data centers, how to work with servers, those kinds of things. Digital skills coverage is more the office and mobile applications that we all use to do our jobs, even as IT professionals. So this is where you're going to have coverage on Office 365 and Google Apps and how to use iOS and how to use Adobe Captivate and things like that. So that's kind of the topical coverage for digital skills. Now, we've talked a little bit about the playlists, and the playlists, what they are is they're curated lists of content. So you could go into the IEEE CS platform and you could say do a search on Java, and you're going to find thousands of assets. There's Java SE7, SE8, Java 9, secure coding in Java, all these different things. It can be kind of overwhelming to try to figure out which one is the right one for you. So our subject matter experts take all that content and we organize them into specific playlists. So if you wanted to learn Java SE8, there's a playlist for that that'll have all the appropriate videos, courses, books, mentoring, and test preps, all organized into a structured format that you can go to the top and say, okay, I want to start, here's the first course, and the courses are laid out in order, all the videos, everything is organized for you so you don't have to do a lot of searching to find what you're looking for. I think Scott mentioned you have 80 of the playlists currently live. I think we have another 20 that we'll be adding soon. And we'll be interested in hearing from the members what other topics they might like to see us create playlists around. So we take a look at the most popular IT and certification topics. And this is data that is current as of the first half of this year. I monitor all of our usage and I look and see what's most popular. And just overall, it's things like ITIL, Agile, Scrum, and project management. DevOps has come out of, I don't say out of nowhere, but it's really become, it's the most popular course amongst our millions of IT learners right now is a course called DevOps Fundamentals. And all the other DevOps content, so Docker, Jenkins, all those other things are very popular with our learners. See, security is really big. If you go to the next column, the most popular certification with our IT learners is not an IT certification at all. It's the PMP certification from PMI for project management. But then looking below that, you'll see CISSP, CompTIA, the CompTIA Plus series, so Security Plus, A Plus. Certified Ethical Hacker, also very popular. The Certified Business Analysis Professional, and Cisco's ICND1 is very popular. On the developer side of the house, Java continues to be the most popular development language in the world, and that's reflected in our user base. We also see a lot of interest in HTML5 and the latest versions of CSS. Python is incredibly popular right now, as is software testing and all the various JavaScript frameworks. And on the security side, 4 out of the 5 most popular topics are certification related. But the last one you'll see in that bullet is defensive programming and secure coding is very popular. As we all have kind of done better jobs at securing our endpoints and making the networks more secure and making secure email, the bad guys are increasingly doing their hacks and penetrating things by going in through folks' applications. So a lot of interest in how to close the barn door before the animals get loose and write secure code. This is just the most popular certifications, so we've kind of covered that already. But I'll talk to you a little bit about what's new in our IT content, because as a subscriber, you get all of our new content as it's published or made available. So we're publishing new content, releasing it every day. You automatically get access to that. So this year alone, we've released 130 new course series. That's about 700 new courses, which are comprised of thousands of lessons, and those lessons are comprised of tens of thousands of videos. So when Scott gave the example before, if you have that kind of performance support, you have an immediate problem. If you do a granular search, you might find that one 3 to 5 minute video or a section of a book that answers the question, or you may find an entire course series that you can go in and learn a topic from top to bottom. On the book side of things, on the IT side alone, we are licensing about 170 new books this year, and we're up to over 200 publishers we support. And these are full ebooks. They have a lot of capabilities. You can search within the books. These are not just PDF versions of the books. They're fully searchable, XML encoded books. We also started releasing new course treatments, primarily to make the conceptual content a little more exciting so that you're not always just kind of looking at a text-heavy slide with the subject matter expert talking over it. And we're very excited about those new course treatments, which are introducing animations, just things to really engage you. So rather than seeing a lot of text, you'll see little bits of text come up as a simple animation is going in the background, and it really draws you in and makes that kind of dry conceptual information a little more exciting. We've also updated how we do our coding examples. So when the instructor is talking, you actually see the coding environment in the slide. You see the instructor typing. They're able to annotate it. And then for those courses that require some kind of a hands-on experience with actual physical equipment, we've started using GoPro cameras and other things like that to actually be able to zero in on what you need to do, how you actually need to configure it. In this case, that's kind of a simple one from the A+ certification exam is how do you install SIM chips on the motherboard. Rather than just describing it or seeing a graphic, you actually see a live photo of that. This is the eye chart. Presentation wouldn't be complete without giving you an eye chart. This is an idea of what's coming from SkillSoft over the next 2 quarters. And things like Angular 5 is coming out. We've got new architecting on Amazon Web Services, more MongoDB content, kind of just cherry picking. But I also want to point out this thing called the Explorer series. You see it highlighted in the orange box, but in each quarter it shows things. And this is where we cover kind of the emerging trends in the industry. So We're going to be having courses on artificial intelligence and machine learning, microservices, virtual reality, things like that are coming out this quarter alone. And then next quarter, we're having a new exploring one on security trends and some of the latest and greatest thinking around security. And what tends to happen is when we release one of these Explorer series, within 3 to 6 months after that, as tool sets around these technologies start to coalesce and firm up a little bit, then you'll start seeing course series around the specific tool sets that are required in that area. I want to just point out on the certifications again that when we create certification content, we're not just creating it on our own and saying, hey, here's some stuff that might help you with the certification. We actually partner with all these organizations you see on the screen right here now. Cisco, CompTIA. So when we create CompTIA courses, we actually submit the courses back to CompTIA. They review them and they approve them and say, yes, if you take these courses, you'll learn everything you need to know to pass this particular CompTIA exam. So that's a really important thing, that all of the content we have around certification from these vendors is kind of blessed by the certifying authority. For those of you who already are certified, I know a lot of people that I talk to, they tend to go out to these instructor-led sessions for hundreds if not thousands of dollars a day to gain the continuing education units that they need to keep their certifications up to date. There are hundreds of the courses that you have available through the IEEE subscription that you can take and then submit those courses to CompTIA or PMI to keep your certifications up to speed. So this is another huge savings, just in addition to the kind of overall cost that Scott said about the $3,300 if you were to go buy this content on your own. You can save a lot of money by not having to spend to go out to other sources to keep your certifications up to date. Also want to just talk about another great part that you have is the business and leadership content. Even though we're all IT professionals, we have to function in the business world, so we all need the same business skills that everybody else did. And many folks, myself included, I went through a technical track in college decades ago. I never took a business course. I never took a course on how to be effective part of a team or how to give effective presentations or any of those kind of soft or professional development skills that you need. And this is also all included in your subscription as well. So these are some of the topics, everything from leadership, management, how to innovate, social responsibility, customer services, things like that are included in there. And we recreated all of our business skills content in the last 12 months. And we actually have a relationship with MIT where we're doing these brain science studies where we're actually putting folks through functional MRI eyes while they're taking different types of courses in different formats to try to learn what type of content delivery is most effective, and that's all reflected in our new business skills and will be in the new IT skills coming out as well. But it's a very focused collection, so if you need to have a difficult conversation with one of the people you work with, either as a subordinate or somebody above you, we've got a great little short vignette type of scenario that you can watch that gives you some tips and techniques for how to diffuse those difficult conversations and get the results that you wanted out of them. So it's a great part of your current subscription, and when Scott showed that initial slide, on the left-hand side of the screen you had the playlist in the middle, on the right-hand side you had certification, but on the left-hand side of that screen there was also a thing that said business skills, and that's how you would access the business skills content. So with that, I think we're going to move to the question and answer period. I see there's been some activity and some people have been answering questions, but Scott, I'll turn it back over to you to manage the Q&A session.
Sure thing. We have one question from Alan. He asked if there are any certification test discount arrangements with the certification prep that we offer.
Well, it's the certification, the discount is actually for the taking the exam itself, and we currently do have a deal going with CompTIA to offer you money off of sitting for any of the CompTIA exams. I'm not aware of any other discounts that we have arranged with other certifying authorities, because one of the important things is we do the certification preparation. We are not a testing house. We don't actually administer the exam, so it is up to each of you to contract with Pearson or the certifying authority or directly with Microsoft or the vendor or whatever to arrange and pay for the exam. But what I'll do, Scott, is I will get you the specifics on the discount that I am aware of, and I'll send it to you to share with your members.
Perfect. Thank you, Jim.
Yes.
Let's see. We have a question from Steven. He says, are your courses flagged if they are certified for CEs for specific certification?
Yes, and there's a couple ways you can find that. One of them is through the filtering option when you do a search on the platform. When you do a search, there's some filters you can apply, and one of the filters, I believe, is to just show content that qualifies for different types of continuing education credit. There's also, you can go to the SkillSoft.com website, and Tara, please correct me if I'm wrong in this, but you can actually find our full course catalog, and there's a column in the course catalog for whether a particular course or asset qualifies for continuing education or PDU credits.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay, and Scott, maybe we can work with you to come up with an even better way on your platform to highlight those courses that qualify for that, or provide some additional instruction. So that's a great question. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah, I'm making a note of that now.
Okay. I also see a question that's come in on professional skills and preparing to be a first-time manager. Actually, that first-time manager is a really popular topic. We have some great courses and everything that you can take through that. And let me just see if I can go back and relaunch Scott's. Okay, so if you all see the slide now that Scott showed of the home page of this thing, over on the left-hand side here you see the business skills. And when you click on that, you'll see different categories, and I believe there's a category on management, and you can go to first-time manager, and then it will show you all the assets, all the courses and books and videos, and you can launch them right from there. So a lot of great content on there. I only scratched the surface, and as Scott mentioned, I'm the IT solution principal. I have a peer who actually is the business skills expert, and I'd be happy to see if we could maybe, Scott, maybe a future one of these webinars we could feature somebody from SkillSoft talking about the business and professional development content that you also have access to.
Yeah, no, that's a really great idea. We are putting our calendar together for 2018, so I jotted that down as well, and we can see if we can fit that in.
And then Chris asked a question about the iOS app. We did just release a new version of the iOS app. We were, like many, were caught when they went into iOS 11. Our app stopped working. So I know it's working again now. I'm not sure what improvements you'd be looking for, Chris, but if you want to share them with Scott in an email, he'll relay them to us, and I will take that up with our app development team.
And we got a question about the cost for this product. Again, it's included with your membership. If I jump back to this slide, the icon you see of the ribbon is our Preferred Plus training membership tier. If you are an IEEE member and you're adding Computer Society to your membership, it is going to be $60 on top of your IEEE membership. The training development icon, which is our middle tier, focus on obviously training development, that is $55 on top of your IEEE membership. And if there's any students for us to add CS to your IEEE student membership, it's only $8. IEEE and the Computer Society is in the start of their 2018 membership year, which opened up in August. So we're in the middle of the renewal cycle, so you can, when you go into the cart through IEEE, you just add CS and it'll be automatically added to your account. And there's when you want to go to add Computer Society, there's a drop-down menu to select your membership tier, and you can review the matrix of options of your membership options, and you'll see these icons here. For affiliate pricing, if you're just joining the Computer Society or trying to renew your CS membership, the training development is $141 for the year, and the Preferred Plus will be $156 for the year. And again, renewals are going on now, or if you're new joining us for the first time, that is your cost for your membership through the end of next year. So that would be, you would be through December 31st of 2018. Let's see, we have a few more questions it looks like.
Yeah, I saw the question about using the courses with the team. That is not allowed. The courses are available for the members, so you need to be a member of the IEEE to be able to view the content. So if you were to pull 30 people into a room who are not IEEE members, you could not just broadcast one of our courses there. That would violate the terms of the agreement. And there was a question about the SkillSoft offer IEEE courses, both free and paid content. Once you're a member, like Scott just mentioned, you have access to all the content we just talked about. There's no additional fees beyond your membership tier payment for the courses, so you're not going to find any surprises where you go to launch a piece of equipment, a course or something, and says, oh, it's going to cost you $50 extra for that. Your subscription is all inclusive. There's also a question about offline viewing. So the books you can download. I'm not sure where you have the chapters to go. The videos are downloadable as MP4 files. And Tara, do you have any more insights that you can share on offline viewing?
So that actually has come up as a question before. That feature is not currently enabled within IEEE, but that is something that we did price recently for folks. Yep.
Okay. So you will need to be connected to the Internet to use these resources.
And yeah, I will follow up on what Tara said. She's in our account rep who's joining us on the call today. She did give us pricing options. We will be reviewing that and see if it works in our budget. And there's a couple items she other priced for us, so we will have to look into that and see what works. We're always trying to add benefits and make this even more valuable to our members. So if there's any questions you have, you can always flip to this last slide. Email us. It's an alias that's seen by all of membership, either email address, and we sort of take that into consideration and see what works, and we try to best guess what's going to be most useful to you guys.
Okay, I don't see any other questions. That there's a couple that we'll need to talk with Scott and the IEEE team about, but I think we've covered most of the questions. Are there any other questions? If there are, add them to the chat window, and we'll either answer them now or Scott and the SkillSoft folks will address your questions afterwards. So Scott, I'll send it back to you. Any closing statements?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, as Jim said, we're going to be wrapping up. Seems like the questions have sort of stopped trickling in. So if you do have any more, you can type them into the chat box. We'll leave this open for a few more minutes after the webinar. Or you can always email us at help@computer.org or at membership@computer.org, and we will get back to you with a question. So thank you, Jim, for really great presentation. A lot of great insight on what is the SkillChoice Complete offering, how members can maximize the use out of it for their technical training and technical content, plus everything that will be coming, be available to them in the coming months. We are just one last sort of official announcement. We are really excited about our next webinar in December. We'll be having a year in review webinar, which will be hosted by the 2017 IEEE Computer Society President Jean-Luc Godot. The webinar will be held during the week of December 4th, which is most likely on Tuesday, December 5th. The time for that is still to be determined, so don't totally quote me on that, but we will put up the details and a link to register on our website, and we will be emailing out links for you to register for that as well once the date is and time is finalized. Once again, I'd like to thank Jim and everyone attending today's webinar. We really hope you enjoyed it, learned a little bit more about the SkillSoft offering, and hope to see you at our next webinar in December or one next year. Thanks again. Bye.